are going to go below here. By the way, if you do not have access to this wonderful and interesting book, feel free to check it out in the video description below, and you'll be able to download it for free. The link will take you to Google Drive, where you'll be able to download the PDF file. So now in this video for today, we are going to deal with these terminologies, these wonderful and very useful and important terminologies that deal with circles. We're going to understand what the circumference is, what the radius is, and what the diameter is. So for that, let us dive into our wonderful app, which is GeoGebra. This way, whenever you are learning mathematics, because mathematics is a very abstract subject, so when you use apps like GeoGebra, it will help reinforce your learning, because you'll be able to see the visual demonstrations of what you are learning. Okay, the abstract things will be able to manifest themselves visually. So let me just clear out this and begin by drawing out a circle like so. So this is our circle. So as you can see, this outline here, or should I say, okay, let us do that like so. The outline, this outline you're seeing here, let me just change the color maybe to a blue. The outline you're seeing, the blue outline, that's what we call the circumference. This circumference is made up of infinite number of points that are the same distance from the center. If you do not understand what I am just from saying, check out the previous video and you'll be able to understand this very clearly. So all those points are what form the circumference. So this blue outline here is the circumference. It's sort of like the boundary, the perimeter of the circle. So now that you know what the circumference is, let me just get rid of that very quick. So now that you understand what the circumference is, let us talk about the radius. What is the radius? So let us go back to our book and see what the radius is. So in this book it says that the radius is a line from the center of a circle to the edge. The circle's center is the same distance from all points on the edge. So as you can see from this diagram here, as you can see, the radius is a line, this line indicated by this arrow, okay, from the center to the edge. So let us go back to our app here. Let us just add a point like so. We're going to call it point C. So as you can see, if we draw a line like so, it will form what we are calling the radius. So this is the radius, because this is a line that is drawn from the center of the circle all the way to the edge or the circumference. So this is the radius, and as you can see, the radius is the same distance all the way. This is what forms a circle. As you can see, this is the radius. We can also indicate it by just let me just add a number like so. It's good to work with numbers. As you can see, the radius is 5.1 units in this case. Okay, so that's the radius of our circle like so. So now, when you have more than one radius, there is something that we call the radii. Yeah, with the double I, the red eye. Not red as in a red eyeball, no, it's called red eye. Okay, red eye. So this circle here has more than one radius. So therefore we call them the radiis. We call them the radiis. So these are the radiis. We have DA and AC. Okay, and as you can see, when we measure the distance, they are the same distance, as you can see. Now, what will happen if we have a line that goes from this point of the circumference through the center to the other side of the circumference? What do we call that? We call that, my friend, the diameter. As you can see, the diameter is a line from one side of the circle to another through the center. So as you can see, this long line inside this circle is what we call the diameter. As you can see, if I do like so, to form a line that comes from this side of the circle, the circumference. It passes through the center, then all the way to the what? To the other side of the circumference. So this is what we call the diameter. Okay, so now I feel like my diameter is not a straight line. So in order to achieve that straight line, let me just make sure that it's 180. As you can see, this is not 180. Let us just do like so. Okay, this is going to be okay. So now, since the angle there is 180, I'm confident that this now is a straight line. The diameter is twice the radius. So because, as you can see, the diameter is made up of two radii, AD and AC. So this and that, we can color them so that it can help you better see what is going on here. Hopefully you're able to see. No, I think this is a bad choice. This is a bad color. Let me just put it in a green. Yeah. So as you can see, this radius and this radius, these two radii are what forms the diameter. So therefore the diameter is twice the radius. So this is very important for you to remember. The diameter is twice the radius. As you can see, if I make the radius 6, as you can see, the diameter is what? 12. So that's what I mean when I say the diameter is twice the radius. Because if you think about it, the diameter is just two radii. This radius and this radius combined are what forms the diameter. This straight line, as you can see, from one side of the circumference to another through the center, as you can see. So this is 6 plus 6, which is 12. So as you can see, if I shrink my circle like so, as you can see, if I had these two numbers, 4.3 and 4.3, we get 8.6. So that's what I mean when I say that the diameter is twice the radius. And if I do that inversely, the radius is half the diameter. The diameter is twice the radius, and the radius is half the diameter, so and so on and so forth. So thank you so much if you enjoyed this video, and in the next video we are going to be dealing with what the arc is, what the chord is, and what the tangent is, what the segment is, and what the sector is. So stay tuned and see you in the next video.